Give me a meow. Oh. Hello! Welcome to this week's episode of the Peter Greenwood Show vlog. It's been a while since I've done one of these, even though I just posted the last one I did. I went on holiday. That was good. Went to Iceland. But before we get into the show, I do want to talk about this a little bit, this shirt. Natasha Jade, she's a friend I met on Twitter. And the thing is that me and Natasha met completely randomly. I tweeted Felicia Day. I forget the exact tone of the tweet. I think it was something asking if she was coming to Comic-Con in Glasgow this year, or maybe last year. I forget when it was. I asked if she was coming to a Comic-Con in Glasgow, and Natasha replied to that. But Natasha she's really funny, and for some reason I decided one day it would be fun to make t-shirts out of quotes we said to each other. And this is the first shirt that was made, and she was talking about her new kitten, sorry. And I asked her how life was going with the kittens, and she said, "This is her life. Throw out feces, go back to sleepies." That was her life since the kitten came. And I thought that was brilliant, so I'm telling you, Natasha is brilliant. Thumbs up for her. So that explains this. A very big hello to you out there. Welcome to this brand new episode of the Peter Greenwood Show. And we're back! We are back for a brand new year. It is 2018, and this is normally where I'd say Happy New Year, but we're a little bit past that. So I'm not going to say it, but the thought is there. The sentiment is there. You'll know what I'm saying. You'll know what I'm saying. Yeah. So what we've been up to then, since I've been away, huh? I'll tell you what I've been up to, and what I'm going to talk about on today's show. It's kind of a... See what I did there? It's kind of a shoehorn. I shoehorned into it. What have we got coming up on today's show? I went on holiday. I went to Iceland, and I'm going to be telling you all about that. I'm going to be reviewing a few bits and bobs I brought back from Iceland. And I want to do a new thing, based on something my friend Claire gave me for Christmas. That's the only spoiler I'm going to give you for now, because it's brilliant, and I want you to hear it, and I want you to have the full effect. And we got news, and we got fails, and things of that nature on this show. So stay with me, won't you? We are going to kick it off. So much show right ahead, and it all begins right now. This is the Peter Greenwood Show you are listening to on Renfrew Radio. We used to be Renfrew Weekend Radio, but now we're just Ren Radio. So if you search Facebook for Ren Radio, that is RENRADIO, and you will find it. Right, this is one of those moments where you're going to want to go check out the video version of this, because I do the audio show, but I also do a video show, a vlog show. So if you're watching the vlog show, hello people, this is one of those moments you're going to want to be seeing the vlog show, because I'm going to be talking about my trip to Iceland, and I'm also going to be cutting in clips from Iceland, except you can't see it because obviously this is the radio. So if you go to the Facebook page, the Peter Greenwood Show on Facebook, facebook.com/BDHLive, L-I-V-E, you'll be able to watch the video version of this show. And we left the 2nd of January. We were only there for a few days, like 3 days I think it was in total, but it was absolutely amazing. Like a lot of people say, oh, Iceland was amazing, but this was absolutely amazing. We did some really great things, like on the first day there, we got in, and I tried to make a joke of it with my friends back here, like, I found an Iceland, a 24-hour-a-day Iceland, and I took a photo of it and sent it to my friend Claire, and was like, look, there's an Iceland in Iceland, isn't that cool? Hee hee hee. But it soon stopped being tee-hee-hee, because the place was so beautiful and so cool. But the place never stopped being cool, like literally cool, that never got above -4 the whole time I was there, I think. That night, at 5 o'clock, we were meeting, because we were going on an adventure called Hot Baths and Cool Lights, that's the name of the tour. Iceland is built on top of a volcano, kind of, sort of, but not really. So you go into these baths, and they're outside baths, by the way. And you remember when I said it never really got above -4? Imagine how cold it got at night. So I think it was really a strange experience, because you're in what is basically a swimming pool with bath water temperatures. It got really hot at one specific part in it. And then you stand up and you're freezing instantly. It was wild. In fact, there was one point I was going up and down some steps and there was a handrail. There was ice on the handrail. The handrail had frozen. And the next thing was the cool lights, which was the Aurora Borealis, which I'm probably not saying right, so we'll just call it the Northern Lights for the sake of argument. But we did have a fantastic moment because the moon was out. It was a clear sky, and the moon was absolutely beautiful. And if you're watching the vlog, I'm going to cut to footage of this now. See? You can't see it, but you know, I've cut to a footage on the vlog. And I was standing there and I was looking at the moon, and it was really bright. It was brightening the whole area around us. So I wondered how far I could zoom my camera in, and I zoomed it in so clear you could see the bumps on the moon. Admittedly, I wish I'd had a tripod because it's a bit shaky, but it looks absolutely beautiful. That was one of my favourite parts. Standing basically in the middle of nowhere in Iceland while the moon lit up the area. That was pretty special. And so we went home. We got home about maybe 12 o'clock, just before midnight, I want to say. Because here's the thing, is that I rarely go anywhere, okay? Like, I don't go on holidays, I don't travel that often. So when the opportunity came to go to Iceland, I was like, yes, I'm doing that. So we went all around Iceland. It was like a tour. And we went to this one place where we went to see geysers, which is, for those who don't know, it's water that erupts out the ground, like completely spontaneously. It just goes up from the ground by itself. And there was steam all over the ground. And we went to this one place which was the site of the tectonic plates that separate North American continent and the Australasian continent. And the tour guide told us that the plates shifted about 2 centimetres every year. They kept rising. Now, by the time I came along at the beginning of 2018, they were basically like a canyon. It was like walking through a canyon, and it was so cool to walk between this canyon, knowing that you were walking between 2 tectonic plates. And the most impressive thing about Iceland is the views. I mean, I'm from Scotland, okay? Specifically Campbelltown. So you look over Campbelltown Loch, which is where the song is and whatnot, and you've got the hills there and all the mountains, and then even on the way up to Glasgow you've got the rest and be thankful. I've been all over Scotland, I've seen many parts of this country, and I always thought Scotland was beautiful, and it is, right? And maybe it was just seeing something different, but Iceland absolutely blew me away. It was exquisite scenery, it was absolutely amazing. And we went also on this tour, we went to see a waterfall, and parts of the waterfall were frozen. That's how cold it was, and it was absolutely exquisite. Because here's my thing, is I love water. Like, I could stand and watch water all day, so the waterfall was one of my favourite parts that we did, but it was so cold there and the wind was so strong. Like, a lot of people say, oh, I couldn't breathe there, but the wind stole your breath. Like, you were trying to breathe in, you'd go, because you couldn't get a breath in, because that's how powerful the wind was at this waterfall. It was absolutely amazing. And another thing we did on this part of the tour, which, how do I say this nicely? One of these things is not like the other, okay? So we went on the Golden Circle tour, okay? We saw the Australasian plates separating from the North American continent plates. We saw a waterfall. And we went to a tomato factory. No, really. The first stop on the tour was this farm, and admittedly it was kind of cool, because you're seeing this farmer who grows his tomatoes and he uses the geothermal water if you were listening before the break, I was talking about the geothermal water which is under Iceland, and they've worked out how to use that for power and how to heat things in their houses and how to heat greenhouses and things. But one of those things is not like the other. And it was the funniest thing. People were standing around this farm and he was telling us about his farm and how he uses the water, and there were people who were taking photos of him like he was Mick Jagger or something, like, oh, as a farmer I must take photos of him. And it was just a tomato farmer. That's the best bit. It was absolutely amazing. I'm not saying he was a bad guy. He was actually kind of interesting, kind of funny. He had a bit of a shtick to him, which was funny. But just the fact that people were standing around taking photos of him, taking photos of his tomatoes, it was absolutely amazing. I almost completely forgot to do an outro for this video, but there's something else I want to do while this is exporting. I want to show you what I got from Iceland. Bunch of things. First of all, here's the swimming pool I was at in the show. I mentioned I was at a geothermal pool. That's that there. The Aurora Borealis on it. Again, I'm not sure I said that right. This is a silly purchase, but it's something I love. Things like this, I don't know why, they just fascinate me. Like, I can look at them for hours. And this is a geyser. Look at that. Bursting out of the seams and whatnot. All in 3D and stuff. I don't know why. I just love things like this. They're just fascinating to me. And my favourite thing that I bought, this is probably going to go on the desk here somewhere, is... Be very careful with it. What this is it's a test tube, but it's got different kinds of ash from different volcanoes in it. Like, you've got ash from Eyjafjallajökull, that's a natural thing. You've got Icelandic birch, red ash, Helda ash, Hoyt from Helda, sand from Vik. So, all different ashes, how cool is that? So this is going to go onto the desk here somewhere, probably about there. Is that you telling me it's time to go? It's time to go. So thanks very much for watching this week's vlog. See you next time! Anything you'd like to say? Meow. Okay, you just say meow.